I'm back, everybody. Got the motivation back. I've decided that, you know what? Filming this really does give me like a lot of motivation. So really I'm going to put aside the whole douchebaggery of it all, filming myself at the gym. Just for the reasoning behind the notion that it actually motivates me to push myself harder while I am at the gym, and actually pushes me to get to the gym and to actually do some sort of routine, kind of like I used to do, targeting specific muscle groups which work together, help to work out one another. If I'm filming myself doing that, then I'm much more likely to follow my workout schedule. Just starting a light warm up here, light weights, just kind of getting my range of motion going. I'm trying to warm up my body, get my blood pumping a little bit. Nothing too extreme to begin, the exercise with. And then just trying to get a little bit of a pump here before I go into the rest of my stuff. Today was a full body workout, but doing specific muscle groups which kind of give your mentality and your body like a little bit of a pump, which kind of puts you in the zone or in the mindset to kind of push yourself that much further in regards to every other workout you do. Doesn't hurt. So I'm kind of just doing some arms right here with like some 45s just to give my arms a little bit of a pump so that I can feel some muscle strain, some resistance. And that's what you're looking for here. You're looking for the weights in which it feels like you're actually pushing against, something that has resistance to your push, but at the same point in time, something that you can push. When you throw a baseball and it's like, if you're used to throwing a baseball, then you go and you throw a tiny rock and you actually throw your arm out, kind of like that. You know what I mean? It's like you can almost just feel that specific amount of resistance that your body and mind needs in your current state of shape to actually be pushing yourself against the wall towards improvement. And that's kind of what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of feeling it out. I'm kind of gauging where it is that I'm at. Again, today's kind of like a full body type thing. I'm still warming up a little bit. Nothing too rigorous yet. Just kind of light stuff. Those dumbbells were a little bit heavy, but I was still able to get 8 reps with each arm. So obviously not anything too extreme, you know what I mean? The general rule is if you're trying to build mass, then it's use a weight which you can realistically only get 4 reps on. If you're trying to cut up, then use weights in which you can only get 10 reps on. And that's when your body literally goes to the point of exhaustion on that last rep and you can't even get it up. That's kind of the general rule of thumb. So, but yeah, I'm still kind of just trying to cut up myself. I have the muscle mass, and honestly, I don't really want to get too much bigger than where I'm at. I see everybody else kind of walking around, and it's just the size that they are, I feel like I can do more than they can. You know what I mean? They might be walking around the gym or whatever, but outside of the facility, I do a lot of things. And I like to be able to be extremely varied in my activities. From everything from rollerblading, skateboarding, ice skating, rock climbing, all that stuff. Swimming, and just being, specifically attuned to pushing up so much weight and looking like a roid head in the gym just isn't what I'm after in regards towards my physical performance. I definitely want to be in shape, and I want my body to show that, but I don't want my image to actually start detracting from what it is that I'm able to do even though for some odd reason the general consensus of society during this time thinks that pushing your body past the level of what is actually suitable for practical performance is attractive, but I'm not necessarily trying to be that, regardless of whether or not that's what society thinks is, attractive. So yeah, I just, transitioned into some jump ropes, still trying to get everything all warmed up, and I'm going to start pushing it a little bit harder here in these next little sections. I had a buddy of mine tell me that, if I'm chasing the rainbow in regards to dunking, then the exercise that he actually did, which he, vouches for, which allowed him to dunk the basketball when he was kind of like at the level that I am right now, was literally just squatting with the bar on your back, down a hallway. Or he actually did it in like a back alley to like a fence, or whatever. So I just figured, all right, well, I'll just, get a bar on my back and just go back and forth down this hallway. And so it's kind of what I did. Hitting, a wide range of muscle groups here. Like I said, like a couple years back, I was more so into like doing muscle groups which were constructive towards their constriction for each other. Like doing back and biceps and chest and tris, and then legs and shoulders and stuff like that, and cycling that between Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Tuesday, Thursday doing cardio and abs. Switching up my cardio and abs between running and ab work and swimming and ab work. Lately, these past couple years, I've just kind of been doing just whatever floats my boat. So I think I need to get back into like a routine more so, where I'm sticking to like a strict schedule of things, that constructively work together and work each other out. Kind of those muscle groups, focusing on those things, because as of this moment, I'm just kind of doing whatever, like I said, floats my boat, with a goal in mind. The overall idea is kind of what I stated before, being in shape, but not being so in shape that it's actually putting you out of shape type shape, right? So just squatted down that hallway. That was like, grit your teeth, like type difficult. I definitely could have done more, but like I said, I still want to go and do stuff today. So it's like, I don't want to just go home and just be refined to like sitting around, because I've just literally killed myself at the gym. I still want to go and do stuff. This actually wasn't that bad. Yeah, these ropes this time. It just really wasn't that bad. And I'm kind of losing it right there, my rhythm, on that last little bit. So I just stopped. I was like, I'm losing the rhythm. Screw it. This is more so just like, almost like band work type stuff here. With these, like machines and the cable machines, whatever. Doing some like, inverted chest coming from above. Not sure as to why I even decided to do this. Like I said, I just saw the machine, it was open. And you know what I mean? It's like almost sometimes in a gym like this, especially depending on what time you get there at, it's just like whatever's open is you use type thing, because there's so many people there just taking up everything. If I wanted it all to myself and be able to, tune into the exact exercise routine that I wanted, I'd have to get here at like 5 every morning so that it was just me, and like a couple other really dedicated people. But this is kind of where my exercise starts picking it up a little bit, is when I start doing these kettlebell raises. I get 25 reps in, and I actually really had to like, push myself to that 25. I almost stopped at 20, and then I said, screw it. And like, I just felt like 25 was like a nice rounded number, you know what I mean? It's like, that's the amount of a quarter. It's like a quarter of the way to 100. So I just kind of stopped at 25. But yeah, I really did have to like kind of grit my teeth and actually push myself to that number. But I had a friend recommend to me, he's like, you need to do some kettlebell workouts. And so I just saw the kettlebell sitting there, and that thought and his recommendation kind of ran through my mind at that moment. So I just went and picked it up and just went and did some kettlebell raises. So yeah, they were pretty good. They got my heart beating. Probably end up working that workout into my future routines. And then for some reason I really want to like get to the point where I can actually do like post up on this bar on the regular, like lifting myself up. And I'm just running over to get some chalk right now. But you know, swinging myself up into a position where the top half of my body is above the bar, it's actually a very kind of difficult maneuver. You have to like use a lot of wrist work and put your wrists directly in the exact, you know, position that they need to be in, and then push up with your triceps and your chest. I think it's more so like a technical thing than a strength type thing. And you can see here I'm trying to like get myself in the zone, you know, psyching myself out just a little bit before I attempt the maneuver. Trying to get the swing just right. Don't want to like pull up and hit myself on the head as I'm trying to like pull up with an, you know, overwhelming amount of exertion and then just kind of forget where I'm at and bonk myself. That'd be stupid. But here we go. Boom, right there. See, it's like almost like throwing yourself up, but then you grip the bar right at the right moment, and it allows you to then get the proper angle to push yourself up. And then at this point in time, I was just like practicing like jumping a fence. I had one friend growing up with that he couldn't jump a fence. And like one time we were running from some people and we had to go jump some fences. I'm not going to necessarily dive into the exact situation, but he couldn't jump the fence, and he ended up getting us all caught because he ended up getting caught and then kind of ratted on everybody. You know, no good in like climbing a mountain if you can't get over it. So I just kind of did that just for shits and giggles. But yeah, got up and over, folks. Now transitioning to more like plyometric type stuff here again. I'm gonna do like some mountain climbers with it, like an addition of balancing and utilization of some minor muscle groups here that you wouldn't necessarily normally use if you were just doing straight up mountain climbers with your wrists on kind of like the really sturdy and stable ground. So I'm adding in this Bosu ball or whatever, and I'm just going to do some mountain climbers, a little more balanced on here. I kind of wish that I would have put the Bosu ball a little bit more out in front of me, that way I could get some more extension on these, but I ended up making it work. So yeah, just trying to get my abs a little more cut up. Like, you know, my body has definitely went through like I've never been like fat, but definitely I think that my abs at this moment are probably lacking in regards to comparing them to like my younger years at this moment. So I'm just trying to push myself up towards that, you know, peak that I once was at. I remember like looking into the future at like the age of like 19 or 20 and thinking, oh yeah, like, I don't know, I'm gonna be like so freaking jacked and just hardcore like by the time I'm 27, you know what I mean? And that's just next year. Like, I have a year to fulfill my own imagination, so to speak. So that's kind of motivating me as well. I just thought, I was like, oh yeah, 27, it's like, you know, the peak of like your testosterone levels in your body and stuff like that. And so if you really take advantage of all those hormones that are pumping through your system at that time, you're kind of able to reach, you know, the heights that you wouldn't normally be able to reach at any other age or age after that, you know, and before that. So just trying to take advantage of all that and not waste the fact that my body's kind of like coming into that stage right here. I don't want to get past that stage and kind of wish that I had, you know, done something. I'm gonna do something. So yeah, just doing some more balancing type stuff. And I was going to do some sled pushes, but then after all this, I just decided, I was like, hey, you know, I got a decent workout. Like, I'm not here to kill myself. I'm here to build. And if I'm like doing too much, I'm going to cause myself to actually shrink instead of grow. So yeah, now just chilling with the protein shake, and it was a good workout. Thanks for joining me.